So comma separated value file. Most tools will let you export some kind of CSV. And really, who do we want to import? Well, these are for people that we might want to talk to. So we don't want to have 5,000 person mailing list. We can't talk to 5,000 different people. You can only do 500 contacts at a time. That's more than enough, way more than enough. I would suggest starting with 100 to 200, but even if it's 10 to 20, that's fine. And then we're not asking for a ton of information. The only stuff that we're going to load up, first name, last name, title, customer, organization, email, phone, mobile phone, tags if you want them, and next conversation date. So sometimes you'll get an export and it's got 100 different columns. You can deal with all that in here, but I recommend it's just a little easier if you delete those columns first and just import the ones that you need. So then I come in here, it's going to show me a little preview, and I can select what I'm going to map, and I can just tab across and do this. And here's our tag list. We'll talk about that more in a second. Next conversation date. And if I want to, I've got a header row here, so check that. If I want to, I can allow blank email addresses. By default, it won't let me do that. And then if I want to, I can say, okay, all of these contacts, if they don't have a next conversation date specified, I want to specify a default date for them. So here we go. It processed 7 rows and created 7 contacts. And you can see we've got our list of contacts when they're created, the last conversation date, and the next conversation date. So this is where things get a little different than a typical CRM. Most CRMs will let you specify a next task date manually, but if you forget, then it's really easy for that prospect just to disappear. What happens with Mimiran is that we use these tags to specify a conversation frequency. So for example, we might say by default, prospects we want to talk to every 7 days, past clients every 90 days, and so on. Let me go in and edit the partner here and say we're going to talk to them every 60 days. And so based on these tags, when I have a conversation, it will automatically set the next conversation date. So I never have to worry about forgetting. I can have a nice rhythm, and there's no need to worry about, did I forget somebody? So let's go and look at our prospects, for example. And here's another little tip. I can go to this calendar button and I can create a calendar appointment to make prospecting calls. Now, there's no way to do this properly with a recurring thing from to create a recurring meeting from that link. But what I can do is say, maybe I want to do this every Tuesday and Thursday. Make prospecting calls, and now it's going to take me, when I get prompted, it will pop up this URL, so I'll come right to this screen. I can hit start call mode,